Hey guys, for those of you that don't know me and are here for the first time, my name is Yvonne Victoria and I am a fashion, lifestyle, beauty content creator. Today I am actually going to be filming a full face of Zara. So I've recently just discovered Zara Beauty. I really want to show you guys the shade match, the complexions, the eyes, the mascara, everything gives glowing, flawless studio finished skin, and I cannot wait to get into it. So right now I have already prepped my skin, so I'm talking SPF and primer because your girl does have oily skin. My brows are in place. I think we should get into it now. Let's go in first with some foundation. Okay, so this is the Zara Limitless Soft Matte Foundation. Look how gorgeous that packaging is. You can also lock it if you are traveling. So you see, I legit can't lift up. And I don't know why that isn't a no-brainer in the industry. Like, we travel a lot with our makeup and our foundations. How many times have we traveled, got to our destination, and God forbid, everything is all over the makeup case? So like, you can literally lock it, but let's unlock that because we need to get into some gorgeous skin. So this is the shade N955, and I'm just going to apply it on one side first to show you guys the level of match we're working with. I'm going to apply this with my hands as well. So I'm going to do one pump on one side, as you can see, and then I'm just going to blend that in. And honestly, this is the best foundation match that I have ever personally had with any makeup brand. Like, when I first used it, I was blown away. That just looks so good already. And this is just with finger application. Obviously you can go in with a brush if you want to, but I just really like the feel of this foundation. I never apply foundation with my fingers personally, but I really love the feel of this foundation so much that when I'm even just applying it with my hands, it does apply very flawlessly. I don't get any strokes, and I find that the warmth on my fingertips really does help to make it even more skin-like, even though this foundation really needs no help in achieving that. So let's just work that into the hairline as well. So this is going to be a really kind of like nice and natural, kind of like everyday makeup look. Something that I'm doing daily this winter. Make sure I'm getting the corners of my lips, of my mouth. Okay, so this would be the side that I have applied the foundation versus the side that I have not applied the foundation. And I think you can see the differences are very clear. Like, it just looks so much like skin. There is no difference in skin tone either side of my face. And when I tell you, that has never happened to me before. So this is definitely going to be a go-to for me. Let's do the other side, rest of my face. Another pump. Normally I would just use one pump for the whole face, but because I want this to really be flawless and, you know, just HD, UHD, 4K, I'm gonna, you know, be generous to myself and apply 2 pumps. Okay, the foundation is on. It looks so good. The match is phenomenal. Everything is literally just blending and seeping and, you know, meshing into the skin. It looks like skin. So we're really going for like a clean studio type makeup look, but make it, you know, affordable, make it achievable, make it beginner friendly. So yeah, that's that done. I'm going to go in with some concealer now. And the shade that I have is W943. So this is the Zara Luminous Creamy Concealer in the shade W943. I love this concealer. It's so good. I can't explain it. It's like a little goes a long way. And if you really let it set before blending it out, oh my God, you get the most flawless, seamless blend. I'm going to show you. So this, I'm just going to apply underneath my eyes. A little goes a long way, but I always say don't be afraid to apply more. I am going to apply a bit more than I would usually on a day-to-day, just so that this is as flawless and as HD as possible. And when I get to the mouth area, I really like to, you know, work that around, be generous. And what I really like about this concealer, it's got a really nice golden, warm yellow undertone, which works really well with my skin tone. And then the forehead, you know we can't forget the forehead. So I'm just going to let that really set in. So while that's setting, I'm going to grab my darker shades, and I think I'm going to go, the one I used last time was 961. Let me just make sure. Yep, so I have 960 and I have 961, but I'm going to go in with 961 because it is the darkest shade that I have, and because I really like a nice contour, and your girl is dark skinned, so it's just kind of like a no-brainer for me. So what I'm going to do is apply that to my cheekbones, really work that up. This is such a nice concealer. The way it blends and melts into the skin, you're going to see it's so nice. And then my hairline, I don't want any demarcation, so I literally just, you know, apply that into my hairline like so. Okay, the jaw. This is like my favorite part to apply contour to, because it just, the jaw is so important to me. I love a sharp jaw, something that's just gonna grab all the attention. I love a sharp jaw. Now I did get a bit messy with the application on this side in comparison to this side, but don't worry, that's going to be blended out really nicely. So I'm going to grab my Zara brush. Now this is kind of like similar to, or I would say, a foundation brush. Yeah, unfortunately they don't actually have names on the brush, but I would say this is most definitely kind of like a foundation brush, and as you can see I've already used it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this to, let me start on my forehead because it's the most prominent feature of my face, I think, and the outer part, I'm just going to push that into the skin and blend that, and it just blends so seamlessly. I mean, when it comes to blending concealer, I always like to work, well, start on the parts where they'll like transition. So this part that was there is going to transition into like the highlight. So I really like to make that as flawless as possible, the blend, so that there's no lines of demarcation. Everything blends flawlessly, and I just continue that process all around my face like so. Really warm up my skin. Oh, I love contour. I love contour. I always wonder, like, what were the girls doing before contour? And you see, I just cleaned it up with the brush, so it's not, it wasn't the end of the world. You want to be very careful not to move your highlight concealer as well, so that can really set for as long as you possibly have the time for. Okay, now that that's done, I'm going to go in with my Zara sponge, love, and I'm going to go in with the bottom, and I'm just going to further blend out that contour. Because it just is not going to be cute if I have lots of lines. It's just not a vibe. Okay, now that that's blended, time to go in to the highlight and just gently blend that out. And this isn't going to move as much now because it's had some time to really sit on the skin. Like if you really want a nice, flawless kind of HD makeup look, I always recommend leaving the product to just sit on the skin for a little bit and then blend it out. It just looks so much better. But one thing I really do like about this concealer is there are times where I've used it and I haven't let it sit on the skin, and it's still a great concealer. It's just not going to be as HD as this method, but on the more kind of like natural days, if you want to go for more of a natural skin finish look, even though this is still going to look like skin, but a more natural sort of vibe, you can definitely blend that out straight away. But this is also very good if you want it to last as long as possible. And again, I'm just working on the outer parts of concealer first, just making sure the transition's great, and then I'll work my way up. Oh, look, like that is so nice. The way it blends out, the formula, the consistency, oh, it's almost like it sets itself. If I decided I didn't want to set this under eye with like a setting powder, I could. If my skin wasn't so oily, that is. But it just looks so flawless from the very, very beginning. Super blended, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. I think I am now gonna go, I want to do my brows. Now I'm going to use Zara's mascara for my brows, and I'm going to use this ever so lightly because I kind of like a really natural brow, and this is a black mascara, so I'm going to literally slowly, I'm not pressing it down into the brow, I'm barely even scraping the surface of the brow, and I'm just going to brush very little product into my brow hairs. Because this is jet black, well, even if it's not jet black, it's black, that can be very, very harsh on the face. So I'm just lightly, I don't want to do too much. I really like to get the most out of the products that I use, and I don't mind going in with a mascara to my brows at all. I just think it's so nice and natural, but you have to be so careful. And I kind of like brushed them up a bit to give it a kind of nice messy look. So that's that. And I'm going to further highlight again. I really like a bright under eye. I love a bright under eye. I just think it just looks so much better. Looks so much cleaner. So I'm going to go in, and this is the shade N933. And I'd say this is about 6 shades lighter than my actual skin tone now. And I'm really only going to focus that on the inner parts of my inner corners underneath my eyes. And again, I'm going to let that set. And then underneath, well, my Cupid's bow too. Just so that my lips can stand out. I think I'll do a little dot on my chin and also a little dot on my forehead. So while that sets, we have some cream blushes. Well, actually, I don't think they're cream blushes. They're actually called color sticks. Now, one thing that's good about the color sticks is you can literally use it for your eyebrow, well, not eyebrows. You can use it for your eyelids, your lips, or blush. And I have 2 shades. So this one is a nice pink shade, and this is Manifesto Feels. It's like a nice rosy pink. This gives me more spring though. Yeah, it gives me more spring. I'm not opposed to using pink blushes throughout the winter. I mean, I actually do. But when I do think of winter, autumn vibes, I kind of want to go for something, you know, like brown and glowy and bronze and orange. So this is so cute. This is the shade Manifesto Wild. So apply this to the high points of my cheekbone and also work that up into my brow bone, and that's gonna like look, it literally looks like I've gone in with concealer underneath my brows. So natural, so glowy, so nice. You don't really need to use much as well, but I'm gonna, you know, for the purposes of this video, I'm gonna, you know, pack it on a little bit more than I would. So again, oh, this is such a nice shade. Woo! I mean, it looks good already. Like, let's be honest, it looks great. I don't even have to blend this out, but of course, come on. So I'm gonna grab my other brush, and this brush is also from Zara. It's kind of like a, I wanna say this is a concealer brush. Again, it doesn't have any name, so you can really use these brushes for whatever you like anyway. And work on the outer parts and just ever so lightly dab that in to my skin, press it into my skin. I'm not going to drag it, I don't want streaks, and we have to remember I have concealer underneath as well, so just ever so lightly push that in, push that into my brow. Really going to help clean up the brows too. I don't really like to conceal my brows, if I'm being completely honest, but this is just so easy. It shouldn't be this easy. Okay, so that's quite glowy and prominent on the skin. I'm going to go over to the other side and do the exact same thing. Push, 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 making sure not to swipe. And I really don't mind this mixing into my under eye, because we're going to blend out the lighter concealer, and that will really like it's just going to fuse and mesh together really nicely. I don't like lines or demarcation in my makeup. It's the work for me personally. I just can't stand it. So I like to really like cross over products in certain areas, and I'm only gonna blend the part that connects to my contour with this blender first, and the rest will be blended out as I blend out the concealer. And what I really like is these products all work really well together. I've been in certain situations where I've tried to, you know, put cream blush on top of concealer and it just moves the concealer. And what I really like is this concealer really doesn't move that much. It doesn't really crease either. So let's go in and blend out the rest. Okay. Moment of truth, my favorite part. Don't forget the eyelids. Really blend that out. Okay, so that is my base completely done. I don't think Zara have a setting powder at the minute. If they do, I don't have it, unfortunately. So I'm just going to quickly go away, set my under eyes, and I'll be back. Okay, next let's move on to the eyes, and I have my eyeshadow palette with me. I can't remember what this one's actually called. It doesn't have the name written on it, but this is what it looks like. Gorgeous. And I want to keep it very neutral, extremely neutral. We have a lot of nice, I was just checking something. I want to keep it very neutral, extremely neutral, because this is a natural look. So let me just to this dark chocolatey shade just here. I'm just gonna warm up, well, not necessarily warm up, but just deepen up my what's this called again? I don't even know. Just my my crease. I'm gonna deepen up my crease. Just create some dimension, some depth. I'm literally only gonna use 2 eyeshadows for this look. I'm not really a big fan of using multiple different shades, and yeah, it's just not my cup of tea, to be honest. And then I'm just gonna pack that on and push in instead of sweeping across, just to deepen that up. With my Zara brush. This is like an eyeshadow brush, but it's like the smallest, flattest one. I really like it. It's going to really help getting into the corners. I'm going to go in with this brown, which I feel like this would also double as maybe a bronzer. I don't know. A blush, I don't know, but this is going on the eyes. So I'm just going to put that in the inner corners. Oh my goodness, yes. I think I should bring you guys closer so you can really see the eye. Let me bring you guys closer. That is stunning, like absolutely gorgeous. I'm gonna go in with my black eye pencil. Love this pencil, it melts right off. So I'm just gonna do my waterline. I mean, you can really create nice looks with just 2 shadows. Like, I love using like 2. Maximum I'd probably go in with 3, but I love a good 2. And the third one will probably just be like a background blend to bring everything together. And time for some mascara. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Like, it creates volume in such a way that I haven't had before. And I've used this mascara before, but it didn't look like this. I think it's because the first time round, the brush was still quite fresh, and it is still fresh right now. But I think I've just been able, like, I've put, like, I don't know if I'm communicating, but there's a lot more product on the brush this time around. So I'm gonna try to just remove some of that, solely because I don't want to go too crazy on my bottom lashes. Wow. What kind of sorcery? Oh, wow. This is a perfect mascara. Wow. I am shook. So now that the eyes are completely done, last step, lips. We are going to do some lips, and now I'm going to go in with my W960. This was the shade I showed you guys earlier, my second darkest shade that I have, and I'm just going to use this to line my lip. Not overline, I'm just going to, you know, gently, you know, want that to just dry. thinking, do I want to even, I think I'm going to go in with that same shade that I put on my eyes. And just really give myself a really nude lip. Ta-da! I am done! Normally I would actually do a gloss, but I just love how matte everything looks. So I just thought, let me not ruin it. Let me stick on this kind of like matte vibe. And honestly, that eyeshadow in the center of the lips is doing wonders. Absolutely adore it. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Am I allowed to be saying that? But no, I love. Oh, this is a look. It's very warm, you know, glam, clean girl makeup look. But I think I got a bit carried away. So, I mean, so that is it for me, guys. I really do hope you like this makeup look. I love every single product that I've used, like genuinely, and I genuinely see myself using these products like all the time. The mascara, this lip, this chocolate lip, I never do a chocolate lip. Like, it all just came together so beautifully. You guys can see for yourselves. If you haven't tried Zara Beauty, I honestly highly recommend, because this is insane. That's it from me, guys. Have a great rest of your day.